Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button and check out this episode's topics in the description box. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been great, dude. Really nice weekend. First weekend of like daylight savings. I don't know how it's been. I'm sure it's getting dark by you super early as
Yeah, it's pitch black.
But me and my girl had, dude, like 4 o'clock. You're like depressing already. I know it happens every year, but it's just like it's still fucking depressing. You know what I mean? But me and my girl went to the beach on Saturday, bro, and like I don't know if it was just like that specific night in Miami, but bro, the sunset was wild, fam. And like we were in the water for like 3 hours, like kind of waiting for it, because the temperature was nice. It was like 75 degrees, like it wasn't cold, the sand wasn't hot. And yeah, dude, like the beach is kind of overwhelming. So we're like, yo, I'm not really trying to like leave, but I also don't want to be around people. So like we just like were in the water for like 3 hours, bro. Only left the water to get more drinks and then go right back in. So yeah, dude, it was a vibe, man. So yeah, pretty much like that was the high point of the just like relax with my girl on the beach, man. How on your end?
Nice. So this weekend I didn't do a whole lot. My girl and I, we went out to dinner Saturday night. We kicked it at the house or apartment, and yesterday watched a couple movies and just really hung out because we're going to be traveling starting Wednesday.
I know. Yeah, let's get into that. Yep. So you leave this Wednesday, and then so you're going to London for a couple of days first, though, right?
Yeah, going to London for I think 4 or 5 days, and then meeting up with her parents in Iceland the following Wednesday. So basically spending Thanksgiving in Iceland and then spending the first half of the trip in London, just because it's pretty expensive to fly directly to Iceland. So we were like, why not just make a trip out of it? I have Thanksgiving week off technically, so and either way, like could technically work from home as well. So I said, let's just go to London because we've actually been considering like moving there.
Oh, really?
And I could if I wanted to through work. I mean, not just like at any given time, but it's a possibility to like apply for that opportunity. So obviously wouldn't move out there without testing the waters first. So we were like, fuck it, let's just go hang out there, worst case scenario.
And you're gonna go when it's like miserable and cold. So
so if we love it this time, we're sold.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, if you like it then, you're gonna love it in the fucking when it's nice for that 1 week of the year. So.
And what's wild is we at a Chris Brown concert a couple years ago, we met they weren't a couple, but this guy and this girl who happened to be from London. And ever since then, kind of kept in touch over Instagram.
Okay.
And they're actually coming to the wedding, which is surprising. Sarah invited them and they just said, yeah, fuck it, let's go to the wedding. So they'll be there, and then we'll meet up with them in London in a few days. So should be dope.
Yeah, that's dope. So do you have like other family like from Jamaica who's out there as well, or is it just like they're pretty much the only people you really know like to kick it with?
They're pretty much the only people. I have a friend out there, but he won't be around. I think I do have some like super distant, cousins like 6 removed, but I wouldn't know if I ran into them,
I mean, if they have your mom's genes, I think to know, because like all her sons look exactly like, which is amazing.
Well, it'd be on my dad's side.
Yeah, it'd be on your dad's side.
They all look the same too. So. Yeah.
Nice, dude. And then so London for 4 days, Iceland for the rest. So you're back in the States when? Like the
back
weekend?
In the States. I fly back this Saturday after Black Friday, so 1 day after Black Friday.
Okay, cool. So it's like a week and a half trip. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's exciting. Did you guys already have like an itinerary of things to do in Iceland, or you guys pretty much whatever the family wants to do?
In Iceland, yes. Her sister put together this crazy ass spreadsheet. I'm low-key like afraid because it starts at like 7 a.m. every day and ends at like 11 p.m. I'm like, how are we gonna enjoy this shit? Like, where's vacation? Where's vacation in this vacation itinerary? But I've never been, and it's not the kind of place where like you go out and party and stuff. I think everything is like 2-hour drive here, 2-hour drive there. So I think that's why the itinerary is so long.
Yeah. I think I mentioned last episode, like I had a boy who went a couple years ago. Like it's definitely a place. It's not like say like a Miami or something like New York where you just like can kick it in one place and just chill the whole day. Like I think there's like so many things you need to see that you gotta kind of just be on the move constantly. So like that kind of makes sense.
For sure.
But you guys are, I guess, is her family like big into like, are you guys gonna have like a proper Thanksgiving meal though, or like no?
No, I mean they're Korean. They're not. They only celebrate the like we get to go away and do stuff aspect of it.
I'll enjoy the time off, but like fucking turkey.
But we're not about to have turkey and shit. I'm low key bummed about that because that's like the only thing I look forward to during the holidays is fresh home cooked meals that I can't make myself. Well, of course, eat good, but it won't be turkey and good. Stuffing and all that stuff I love.
Yeah, I do, but it'll be a great time, man. Definitely excited to hear about it on the pod and off. But I'm sure the pictures and it's gonna be everything I've heard about Iceland and everything I've seen looks fucking, dude, like literally out of a movie, bro. So yeah, I think you're about to have a fucking great time. And yeah, dude, if anything, like I used to go to London a lot, bro, back in college, because I had an ex and like a bunch of I went to high school in India, so half of my Indian friends were either in London or in the States. So yeah, I'll let you and Sarah know some spots. Maybe they're slow, but maybe they're not. But I'll ask around. There's definitely some good things for you guys to do out there. So I'll definitely ask around.
Nice.
All right, man, let's get to it though. Episode, what is it, 92? Damn, episode 92, bro. Fucking phenomenal.
Shit. Time flies by.
Episode 92. Let's get into it. You want to start with Kanye and part 2 of the Drink Champs episode? Or should we start with fucking DaBaby just taking over the internet again for like all the wrong reasons?
Let's start with DaBaby, because that's kind of top of mind. I was just seeing some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, so dude, like, it's funny, dude. Like, I know this is gonna probably like sound like fucking like I'm sure you blah blah blah, but like, dude, no bullshit. 2 days ago, I think maybe because I was in Miami, like you just see like a lot of females who kind of look like other people like walking around. And I was like, damn, that girl looks like Dan Lee. And like I stopped following her when I did my cleanse like 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago. So bro, I don't even know where the fuck she's at. Like I didn't even think about like anything. And then I wake up this morning, it's just like my entire time. I'm like, oh, like what the fuck? Like, yo, so random, dude. So random. Yeah. People like an update about like what's happening right now.
Yeah, long story short, I guess DaBaby and Danny Lay got into it at DaBaby's spot. She was like feeding her child. Daughter. He took her phone, put her on blast on her live. Like it was from a point of view of him staring at her on her live, and they're just going at it over some shit. And I guess he like told her he wanted her to leave, and she essentially refused, and it got to a point where he called the cops on her. I think I don't know if she assaulted him, but I just saw a story saying she was arrested for that.
Yeah, but then I think she posted something else that she was like, she's free and, pray for her and her daughter. Yeah.
So typical, like, I mean, as DaBaby would call it, Hollywood shit. They got into a fight. Of course, it made its way to the public and got blown out of proportion. It's probably just a standard fight that any of us might have, but, took a left turn when you have millions of people watching.
Right. So that's the thing. Like, I feel like they made it standard. Like, they made it like typical, like celebrity bullshit. Like, because like, dude, I feel like all of this is coming from both of them. Like, either he's posting too much from what it seemed, and then she feels like she has to retaliate. Like, bro, like messy, bro. Like messy as fuck, man. Like, like I know like it's easy for us to say because if like I remember I've had exes that like they post like subliminal like tweets or whatever like on Instagram like stories. You're like, bro, I'm not gonna respond. But it's easy for me to say that when like she's putting it out for 700 followers, but like who gives a fuck? Right. But like when he's putting it out to like fucking 4, 5, 10 million people, then I'm sure your ego gets into play. Like, well, I gotta fucking retaliate and tell my fans, blah, blah, blah. But like, man, all this shit looks so like, could be like done behind closed doors, man. Like it goes back to like the Tekashi conversation we used to have back in the day. Like, why are you like doing a crime and the first thing you want to do is like pull out your phone and just say like, oh, I just fucking ran up on this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like kind of this thing, like, if you're having a domestic dispute with your girl, so I know the buzzword was him calling her a side chick, with your girl while she's feeding your daughter. Like, what's it like? I don't see the point of that, dog. Like, like I'm not taking his side because I think like I don't think she needs to respond or whatever the fuck happened. We'll never know the backstory for sure. But I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why, bro? Like, I've never like been fighting with anyone in my family, friends, partner, and been like, let me just fucking post you real quick so everyone sees how fucking dumb you are. I'm like, that just seems fucking retarded to me.
Yeah, and it went even further. Her brother went on Instagram, I believe, and was basically trying to catch a fade with DaBaby, saying like, you know, this is my sister. Now it's not about her, it's about us. Like yada yada. You're a tough guy. Let's meet up. And even that, like, I understand if this was my sister, of course I'd be pissed.
You're just dogging her. Yeah.
But it's just unfortunate that this shit has to go online. And I feel like if I had to speculate, a lot of this is happens to pretty much every rapper, because I mean, as we all know, a lot of them have side chicks and other hoes and shit. And I feel like a lot of these girls that get involved with them think they're the one to like change them or lock them down, and then 3 months later they find out that, you know, the rapper's just, it's their turn, or it's their turn with the rapper, and then they want to essentially tarnish their whole reputation, like, oh, he's horrible father, this and that. And I don't know his what parenthood is like for him, but I feel like these people are delusional when they get into these relationships knowing what they're about.
Yeah, dude. And also, like, it's almost like again, this is like sad, but like those like Pikachu memes. Remember, it was like rapper raps about doing drugs, stop. Rapper dies from over. Everyone's like, what? Yeah. And it's like, rapper raps about fucking a lot of women. Rapper cheats on girlfriend. What? Like, how do you like? What are you surprised by? Like, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I absolutely wasn't surprised when she mentioned in her little monologue or whatever about him, you know, having other hoes or like fucking his baby mama and all that stuff. I'm like, this is literally what I expect from certain rappers, just based on the content they put out. And I'm not judging them, but if I listen to DaBaby's music, I'm gonna assume he's fucking all day. Like
every show he pulls up to, like every city, like 100%, dude. And that's not even like judging a book by its cover. That's literally judging an artist by the content of his work. Like, bro, like that's, you're literally telling me you do this. Like, why would I not believe you? But what was weird though, and like sad, dude, like I guess like I think what triggered her was like the side chick comment, like while she was like feeding their child. Cause then like most of her posts is then like videos of like them two together, like him, like her and DaBaby. Right. It's like, oh, this is side chick material. I don't really think this proves anything besides like he was around a lot. Like, yeah, we know that you have a kid. Like we assume that he would be around a lot. So like I don't know, man, it's stuff. What's wild, I guess, like we can tangent here to like, is this going to be like the second coming of cancel culture for him, bro? Because again, I was talking to one of my other boys, and like I guess he has more different pages he's following. But from what I'm following, like on my timeline, it seems like every fucking female who's remotely famous is coming for him. Like even like girls who like didn't want to defend her when like she made that like light bone or yellow bone comment.
Yellow bone song. Or
yeah. Even those girls, like legit, like, you know what? I even feel bad for this bitch now. You know what I mean? So like, what are your perspective if you think that this is like a cancelable offense for him?
I would say no, just because I don't think her star power is up there enough for like everyone to come after him, and I don't think his reputation was that like clean cut for people to be like, oh, like I'm in shock, like you're a fraud. Like I feel like this is just him like showing his true colors. If we want to cancel him for anything, like he's been this way, so I don't know what there is to cancel in the first place. Like this, Chappelle said it. He shot someone in Walmart, and granted, it was self-defense or whatever. But if he goes out and shoots another person, like I literally won't be. Yeah,
he was famous for like knocking people out, like in the malls, right? Like if anyone like even like approach him and shit. So like, yeah, I don't think it's cancelable, but it's almost like, I think this still makes like advertisers and certain maybe major labels, or maybe not labels, but like major brands and concerts, events, like still like pause. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we're like really like, man, like we're kind of like everyone's kind of getting over the other stuff. Like I think he actually performed at the Day and Night Festival this past weekend as well. Like, you know, you got a big show, you're on stage again, like. I think it just makes everyone like, you know what? I don't think we're ready to fuck with you again just yet. Because at the end of the day, like, I don't think it's cancelable. Like, you're beefing with your girl, like that first of all should be private. But the fact that you're making it public, kind of toxic. And then the shit you're saying, bro, like even if like, yeah, your music doesn't surprise me that you would do this, it's still kind of fucked up, bro. Like, I see why, like, her brother was ready to fuck this dude up. Like, fam, like, if you're talking to my sister, family member, cousin like that, like, fam, I'm ready to fuck you up. Like, I'm not gonna post about it, but like, I would be very much like, yo, if I catch this dude, I'm gonna fuck him up. So I don't know, man. I can just see like a lot of people still like, fam, like, just go away for a little bit, bro. Just chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't think it looks good, even though he tried to keep it kind of like tame and cordial and like deflect and be like, I don't want any issues. I've already have a history of getting into trouble. Like, keep all this off of me. And then he plugged in his album release and everything. So a lot of people even think this was all promo for his album. Who knows?
This is terrible promo, bro. Because at the end of the day, there's a fucking child involved, right? And a child is gonna probably see this at some point. And it's like, dog, like, no matter how great a relationship you think you have with your daughter, like, at the end of the day, you dogged my mom, like, publicly, dog. Like, that's a fucking bad look.
That's why I also don't understand why rappers are so, like, reckless with handing out babies. Like, I get it, you're rich and you can afford it and everything, but it still confuses me how these rappers are out here just rawing everything, regardless of how, like, successful the girl is. Like, look at you now. Now you're calling her a side chick, but still the mother of your child, and you're gonna have to pay for that child for 18 years. So, like, who's winning? Like, was it worth it fucking around for a few months or whatever it was? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense, dude, at all. And it's, dude, I feel that. Dude, doesn't make sense at all. And like the fact that there's no way it could be album promo, bro, because like, I don't know, man, that just seems like the most extreme fucking street team. Like, yo, let's do this. Like, dog her. Cool.
Yeah, I think he was like, I might as well just throw it in. Fuck it.
But question for you though, because I've been disconnected from her specifically for a minute now. It's weird, dude. Like, this is why I actually like enjoy cleansing your Instagram like timeline, because people just go away. You know what I mean? Like, in your mind, like, they just go away. Like, yeah, I have no idea what that person's doing, and it's nice, right? But has she been popping though? Because again, I've never seen her on anything else if I wasn't following her page. Like, in this last year and a half, has she really done anything besides like date him and get pregnant?
I don't think so. Funny enough, I went to her Instagram, and like one of the most recent photos on there, you had liked like several years ago or some shit.
Oh, really?
I'm like, she didn't do anything since, like, a whole lot since then, or at least advertise it.
Wow. Oh, yeah, dude, because I've not followed her in a minute, dude. I remember that was like during my like January. That's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, man. I think to your point though, like, yeah, I don't think she's big enough for like, you dogged her, so now we need to cancel you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's dogging like Beyonce or fucking,
right.
Not to say that not every woman's feelings matter, obviously, but I don't think the outrage is going to be enough for like everyone to support her and be like, yo, get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go that far. It'll be a topic for like a week or so. As long as he didn't touch her, then he's fine.
Right, and if it comes out that she touched him, it's almost like you can probably see people fucking feeling bad for him and shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but going back to the album though for the promo, so he did drop like a 7-track EP. I didn't get a chance to rock with it because we'll get into it a week later. Like, I was just like distracted by other music. But what I did specifically try and check, and it was fine. So like another post by Timbaland, I think, over the weekend. Yeah, I don't have Spotify, but on Apple Music, they did not advertise this bitch anywhere on the browser page, like anywhere. Like, you had to go and like find it. And you know, like when they really like do promo for an album, they obviously put it on the main page, but they also give like, once you get to the album, like a huge description of like, his comeback or whoever, like, great album, follow up to this, blah, blah, blah. Dude, this was just like DaBaby's latest project. Like a fucking 3-4 word sentence. I was like, oh, wow. So again, it's pretty crazy for an artist who never went to jail for anything recently, just made some outlandish comments when their album is all outlandish comments, for them to be essentially being blackballed, by, again, if you're blackballed by Apple and fucking Spotify, I mean, you're not fucked, but like your pockets are getting fucked. So that's pretty crazy that like Apple will take that stance and like, we're not promoting this shit at all. It's like, I feel like I want you to kind of be vendor neutral, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, unless he's like legit killed someone or whatever, like, I don't know why you feel like they need to just jump in this whole conversation.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably being cautious with everything, especially with all the Travis stuff. It's crazy how quickly people get blackballed too, and it's not even like, I guess they're afraid to fully blackball them too, because you know how a lot of people,
right? He's not removed from the platform. Yeah.
But they're just like, we're not going to actively promote you, sort of thing.
Which I kind of get. Like, I get it, but it's just like, it's almost like I don't know, hypocritical, because there's other shit that you're promoting that you're like, fam, like there's probably worse lyrics than that. But then I know it's like a mixture. Like, it's all, I don't know, man. It's just it's wild to go back to like Dave Chappelle's fucking stand up. Like, yeah, you can kill someone in Walmart, but if you fuck with the gay community, we're gonna get you the fuck out of here. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, but I do think he did lose a bit of steam as a result of that, and just like all the other antics and stuff. Even like when he was talking shit about the flight attendant and stuff, it maybe he didn't get canceled.
That was before right?
Mm-hmm.
That was before his gay rant at Rolling.
Yeah, that was before. Yeah. And I did notice a lot of outlets saying like, damn, man, like, why are you gonna just make fun of this worker for like no reason?
Yeah, so again, that's a good point, man. I forgot about that. That behavior kind of goes hand in hand in what we're seeing with his girl right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, dude, like, we get it, bro, but like, there's no need to post. Like, first of all, you shouldn't be doing it, and then there's no need to post this. Like, what's the point of posting this way?
Yeah, it's just his ego, really. I feel like I could sense it with certain rappers too. Like Big Sean, for instance, doesn't strike me as somebody who would do that. Like what he did, what DaBaby did on the plane with that stewardess or whatever.
Right.
But there are a handful of rappers where I'm like, I definitely can see them being super entitled and misogynistic or whatever you call it. And we as fans technically contribute to it if we bump their shit and celebrate it at concerts and stuff.
Yeah, when we like their shit and we're commenting like how fucking hilarious it is, where it's like, I don't really think this should probably be a thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But question to you: did you get a chance to listen to this project? Did anything stand out? Because again, the reviews I'm hearing from people who actually heard it is actually like extremely positive.
Oh wow!
But I didn't. Yeah, I haven't heard a track yet.
No, I think I briefly heard a track that was posted for New Music Friday, but I didn't listen to the whole project. Like you, I didn't even realize it was a whole new body of work.
Yeah. I thought it was like a single by like one single. And it's like, no, it's like seven or six tracks. So yeah, again, maybe it's funny how we both didn't see it. And we're always on our music platform. So yeah, I'm surprised how many other people like had that same situation. But we'll do a deep dive over the holiday break, and we'll give you guys a quick review on it. But yeah, shout out to him, shout out to her. Hopefully they figure it out. There's obviously a child involved, families involved, so you don't want this shit to keep getting messy. But hopefully this shit gets sorted out behind closed doors and not on a filter. Because again, bro, like I just don't that shit does not make any sense. Like I've never, this is like, it's like sometimes I get like confused about like, if I wouldn't do it, then I don't get why you would do it. But like just the idea of like, fam, like you're going through some emotional shit and you're like, I need the world to know about something. Like that's weird to me, dog. Like it's like we're already in the metaverse and that's what the fuck we're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're already in this shit. Cause like, why wouldn't you just put your phone down and like be present and like sort this shit out? Like what the fuck is the point?
Right. Yeah. I feel like if I ever had a following like that, the last thing I'd want to do is be on Instagram bringing a bunch of strangers into this who can just fuel the fire and say all kinds of crazy shit. Like I highly doubt a lot of the comments are positive, constructive comments.
Yeah, like flame that bitch. What is happening, bro? It's like it's the mother of your child. Like, what are you doing?
No, he just wanted to embarrass her.
Yeah. Like, I think he just wanted it. Yeah. But we'll probably get more info over the coming days. But yeah, hopefully it's done in closed doors and they can sort that shit out. All right, cool. So back to the Kanye interview part 2. Shorter interview, had Larry Hoover Jr. on for like the first like 35 minutes of the like hour and 10-minute interview. So what were your thoughts on like the second go around?
I thought it was cool. Wasn't quite as like surprising or shocking the second time around. I think the first one really hyped everyone up, and it was
and I don't think he kept drinking the way he was drinking the first like 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm. The second one was more like kind of serious and like activist, inspirational, had that kind of tone. I mean, I think it's dope that he's helping out Larry Hoover and everything. One takeaway from the interview is I guess I didn't realize how like how much street cred Kanye had, because it sounded like he grew up with all kinds of GDs and shit, and I had no idea.
Oh fuck, all right.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those things where you have like one homie who's in the gang and like you just use it as an opportunity to throw it in a couple songs, like, oh, I had this Crip fucking friend from back in the day, so now I get to say street shit. But it sounds like he knows like a lot about that stuff.
Yeah. That was evident. I like that as he became more composed and sober, you saw him giving even more flowers to Drake, and like it was clear that like, bro, like I can see like when we go back to some of our arguments about Donda and CLB, how like when a lot of people in our comments were like, yo, this shit, you know, is all like staged and planned. Cause like, you know, you got the Jay Prince video with, you know, with him and Kanye, and the Jay Prince thing with like Drake posted up. Like, I can see how like this year might just end with like a Kanye Drake concert, bro. Like I honestly got that takeaway from that fucking interview. Like these guys are it was all fucking planned. They both ended up having the highest selling albums of the year, and we got a lot of fucking topics out of it. But like, bro,
do you think it was like actually planned, or do you think Jay Prince basically not threatened but scared Kanye into like toning it down? Because every time I hear someone talk about him, they make Jay Prince seem like the scariest mobster ever, which he might be, but I'm wondering.
I don't know anything about Jay Prince, so why don't you educate me and listeners who don't know that? Because I just thought he was like a you know, an important person in the rap game. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, so I just kind of learned about him a few years ago too, but he's basically CEO of the Houston record label Rap A Lot. But like, as you know, a lot of these record labels and stuff get funded by like drugs and whatnot. And long story short, I hear he's like basically like runs Houston, Texas, or maybe even Texas as a whole.
And Drake's always out there.
Yeah, and he's just like one of those guys that you quote unquote check in with, like can get anything done, handled. And I guess that's why people were saying Kanye looked like a hostage in that video, because
he really did though. Like he really did though.
Like everyone's terrified of this man, but he's like the most composed, like educated, polished sounding dude. And I guess that makes him even scarier because he's not just some hoodlum. He's like running everything.
Right, and the fact that Kanye is always off the cuff, and then for that specific video, Kanye was reading off like a script, was also like, oh, okay, this is different. Like, okay, yeah, so maybe it is that, dude. Maybe Jay Prince is like, fam, we gotta shut this shit down. You know, Drake's, you know, almost like family, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, dude, I don't know. Yeah. But it just, I mean, I also felt there was a part of me that just felt like they were ready, whenever that was filmed, like that last episode, the last part of the interview, I think by that point, Drake and Kanye already made up. Like, they've spoken, you know, they still have maybe lingering, you know, things they'll never, I think they're already, So the idea of a Drake Kanye concert in 2021, before the year's up, in a month and a half, would not surprise me, dog, like at all.
Right. Yeah, I don't see their beef being enough, or quote unquote beef being enough to like never talk again or anything.
Right.
Especially if Gucci Mane and fucking Young Jeezy, if they could do a fucking show together, there's no way Kanye and
dude, but Gucci Mane can literally yell, I put your boy in the dirt for like 3 feet away
take up your
from
dead
him.
Homie or some shit. Yeah. If he can do that and not die and walk away, then
100%, dude. So I know, but that was a big takeaway for me, because like again, he was giving like a lot of flowers, and rightly so to Drake, if like, you know, Drake being his favorite rapper. So that was cool. I thought it was interesting when he admitted that he was never really like a skateboarder or like a you know, punk kid growing up. Like he figured that could be a cool niche thing to step into, you know, to like be different. Like that was interesting, because like I think a lot of people like believed him when he was just like, you know, dressing a little bit different with the polos and all that shit.
Right. That's why I was like, is he basically coming out as like some real thugged out street dude and doing everything all these rappers should be doing, like faking it and then actually doing street shit on the side, kind of like Lupe? Because I think everyone thought he was like basically a nerd or like this weirdo skateboarder, but over time, the more I like heard about him and heard his interviews and stuff, like he low key was hanging out with all these savages that probably selling drugs and shit too, but like he was smart enough to like not bring that attention to himself.
Right, yeah, dude, it's interesting. Like, yes, I think this was like a more polished, more composed Kanye. Nothing like revelation like came out that I was like, oh my god. But yeah, some little gems here. But I think the body of the two interviews together, like, you know, phenomenal 3.5 hours of content to watch if you have time. So yeah, shout out to again the people at Drink Champs and Kanye for, you know, that shit was definitely a lot of talking points. Did you get a chance to listen to the extra tracks added to Donda?
I did not, but I was happy to see the Andre 3000 one make it. And the verse is different, so it's not him talking about Juanita, JCV, and Drake and all the other random people. It's the original
Kanye's
one.
verse is different.
Yeah, it's the one that Andre 3000 approved, I guess. That like it wasn't about beef. Like it's a perfectly normal verse. So I'm glad that one's on there because I think that one would have been my favorite if it was originally on the album.
Yeah, I gotta run through those as well. But again, I think we kind of mentioned before, but like your thoughts now that apparently like he also like rearranged the way the song track order goes. And I'm like, man, I know we're like in a digital world and like this is like, it makes sense that you can do it, but should you be able to do it is my question. Like, how do you feel about that? Like,
that was the half the reason why I didn't listen to the new tracks is I was hoping it would just be at the bottom of this shit and just be like the bonus tracks or whatever. But
it's mixed in between, right? Like it's like,
yeah, it's mixed in between. I kind of agree with you. Like there is something special about like when the work is out, it's out, and that's the memory.
Let it speak for itself.
Yeah, let it speak for itself. I don't know if I necessarily care about the order as much since it's technically like a new. If it's called the deluxe and it's new, I guess I'm fine with it. But if he had rearranged the original album and then like pretended like it was a re-release of the original album, then I would probably have an issue with it. Or if he's taken out verses,
like a Kid Laroi, like it's like fuck love, and I'm like,
yeah, fuck love. But now it's like 95 songs. I'm like, bro, which ones are the new ones?
Yeah. Like I get you can do it, but yeah, like to your point, I just love the idea of like, bro, like I'm dropping this album on November 15th, and that's it. You know, maybe I'll give you like 3 more songs down the road that kind of should have been on the album, but like, I don't know. It's almost like you're still in your head and you feel like your body of work wasn't good enough. It's just like, then you should have just taken more time before you put it out in the first place, man. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's like the old head in me. Like, I still remember the joy of like going to like Sam Goody to buy an album. You know what I mean? Like, and like, you know, the back, the artwork all mattered to me, the song, like all that shit mattered. So I feel like, I don't know, there's something like you're cheating the listener's experience if you can just go in and change this shit whatever the fuck you want.
Right. I guess I'm not too surprised because it seems like Kanye is one of the most picky perfectionist people to work with. Like, I don't know if, I mean, we'll get into the Johan stuff later, but I think I read somewhere that like you could be in the session with Kanye for like days and then he just like won't even use the shit for the album or like will scrap it entirely. And I can imagine how frustrating that might be working with him.
Dude, imagine him doing that though back in the day, because at least it seems like he's only doing that for like one artist on a song. But think about like My Dark Twisted Fantasy, like all those songs that had like 6-7 features. And he's just like, you know, imagine the features that didn't make it, bro. Like, like that's wild.
Right. I guess it's like trying out for like the biggest opportunity, like America's Got Talent or some shit. Like, you just kind of expect whatever you do might not lead anywhere, but I guess working with him is an experience in itself.
Yeah, I mean, again, the people who are on it always seem like grateful. Like, dude, like I think we got the best 5-year foreign verse we've gotten ever because he upped his game, Little Baby, you know, the week, like, again, so. And dude, as more time goes by, we're 2 months since like Donda keeps like aging very well. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man. Like maybe there's clearly a genius behind his madness, but like I don't know, like the artistry of me is like, bro, like submit the album, leave it alone, and then like, you know, if you have more shit to drop, then just drop a new album, bro. Like I don't know, like the idea, like yo, that this was like we got one body of work. So, like it's weird how the album I downloaded 6 weeks ago really is a different album now. Like that's kind of weird though. That's weird.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, but I do want to tell listeners why we're like 35 minutes into this. We brought up different bodies of work I should have listened to. And we're like, nah, we got something else for you. So like, let everyone know why we didn't listen to this and why we were bumping something else extremely aggressively throughout the weekend.
And just to be clear, we're referring to Mr. Johan, correct?
Johan, correct.
Okay. So yeah, basically how this worked out is every single Thursday night, I religiously check the new music playlist on Spotify, New Music Friday. And I think towards the bottom tends to be the more indie artists. And I came across this dude named Johan Lenox. He has a new song called You Up with Ant Clemens, I want to say.
Nice.
And immediately fell in love with the track. It just sounded different. Obviously the lyrics are relatable. It's essentially about, a booty call and feeling lonely during the wee hours of the morning and asking a girl if she's up because you're hoping to fulfill that void. And I just played it over and over and over, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, all right, he has to have more music. Just as good. Like, I can't just hear this song 1,000 times tonight. So I checked out the rest of his catalog and was immediately blown away. I think the theme that stuck with me was I could hear the classical music influence. And after I did more research on him, found out he's from Boston, has a classical music background. And after listening to My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, he was inspired, I guess, to make his own music with a similar vibe. And all of his music is incredibly unique and almost like alternative R&B sounding with classical music and hip hop, and
trap elements.
Trap elements. And his voice is incredibly unique as well. A lot of relatable content within the music as well. So obviously shared it with you, and I knew you had a weekend ahead of you where you wanted some good new music. I always love finding new artists, so that's what we've been bumping recently.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I had a weekend where I was trying to disconnect, just be on the beach, vibe. I literally pulled a Danny, so your friend Danny, where when I was walking back to my girl's apartment, I had the speaker going in the cooler, which I fucking hate doing, but I'm like, bro, I gotta keep bumping this shit. So I came across, you sent me a couple of songs. I came across the EP he dropped this year, I think called Man on Fire or World on Fire, something like that.
I have to double check. I can do it.
I gotta right World on Fire. Yeah, World on Fire. It's 7-8 songs. Dude, that song 15, phenomenal, bro. Fucking phenomenal. To your point, very relatable lyrics if you're between the age of 20 to I would say 38. You know what I mean? Just those experiences, you're trying to figure out life, but you don't know really how, but you need to figure shit out now, but you're how do I fucking do this? He has some lyrics that he's I guess I'm gonna just stand here like an idiot. What's that song that he I think it is. Oh, Smile Like an Idiot.
Smile Like an Idiot.
Yeah. I think he's talking about how his ex is now dating his best friend, and he's like, oh, cool. I guess I'll just let this happen, right? So again, not that that's relatable, but I think everyone can relate to very awkward situations in life, and to go back to Kanye picking the niche thing when he first came out. I think I don't know the niche market that he's trying to tap into, but the approach is very unique. So I think a lot of listeners will appreciate that, bro. And production wise, it's A1, but again, very different. And he even has a flow, you can again, he's rapping, but it's not rapping. It's almost a parody of rap, but he's not making. He respects the art so much. I don't know, man. This shit is very good, very very good. So I was just that was all I was bumping. So dude, from Saturday morning to my drive back home today on a Monday, bro. So yeah, these past 48 hours has only been his shit.
Yeah, super different. And I was blown away when I learned that he had worked on Astroworld. Obviously, that's the talk of the town these days, not for the right reasons, but the fact that he worked on the project is incredible as that, and then even worked with Kanye and some other things. Just proves how talented he is, and was also surprised to know that he didn't have as many like subscribers and whatnot as I had expected. Obviously, he's an up and coming artist, so I mean,
but it's only like the people who need to know him clearly know him, because like you don't just fucking end up on a fucking Travis Scott album doing work on that shit. So
right, and everyone who knows his music, like who's commenting on the pages and whatnot, like everyone unanimously is like, yo, you're super underrated, blah blah blah. But as we know, everyone has their time, so I don't have any doubts that he'll quote unquote blow up, because he's obviously worked with people who are highly respected in the industry and done great things. So glad I stumbled upon him, because that was
dude, a fucking gem. Do you know how old he is? Like, did they say that on any of the pages?
I forget, but I want to say he's around our age.
Okay, sick, dude. Yeah. Again, super. Again, if you're like our age, again, early 30s, in your 20s, like there's like 2 or 3 of his songs, and you're just like, yo, this makes complete fucking sense. Like, there's another fucking song that he has. The one where I think it's like a parody of rap. It's like "Cancel the Party." Like that song. Did you hear that one?
I didn't.
Oh, bro. Like, yo, okay. So hear that song after we hang up, on this session, because, bro, like, it's like he's talking out loud to himself. But like the song's about like, I planned this whole party for my girlfriend.
Okay, with Young Pinch, is it?
No, that one's just by himself. Oh no, "Cancel the Party" is him and Landing Cube.
Oh, Landing Cube. Okay, so I briefly heard that today before we got on the call, but I never got to finish it.
Yeah. So finish it, bro. Like, just like have this it's about him with his girl, and like I guess the parties they're going to plan, or they have a fight. He's like, yo, cancel the party. But like the way he's like talking, like it's legit, like he's like talking out loud to himself, not to anybody else. Like, just like that uniqueness in itself is like, oh, this is like different, but like fire. Like, I don't know, it's almost like comedy rap. Like that specific song, like it's just
nice.
like
I gotta finish that one.
Yeah, finish that one, bro. Because like, it's like I'm gonna cancel the party. Go to the party by yourself. I'm just like, what? I was like, this is fucking fire, dude. So great find, and we'll keep sharing his music as we. I'm sure he can keep dropping more and more.
Nice. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Landing Cube, like, he's like super close with Lil Skies, and was even in that. Nowadays I'm Too Cool for a Girlfriend song.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. I didn't make that connection.
Yeah. So, and there's like a Young Pinch, I think, is close with Lil Skies, now that I think about it, and he's on a different song. So I wonder if, like, I don't know if it's a label thing or he just happens to be close with those guys, but he's clearly working with some pretty big names. But
like probably names that are gonna get bigger, right? Because even like I think there's one song with like I think the guy's name is like Young Nudie.
Yeah, Young Nudie's huge.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. So dude, good for him, man. Like, this shit's super good. So great find, and we'll keep sharing more. So I guess before we get out of here, get to heat of the week though. Astroworld is still dealing with obviously the aftermath of that. I think we're a week and change removed from the actual event taking place. The death toll is now up to 10. 2 people have died since the initial incident. So dude, your thoughts on everything since then. Nike officially came out, and they're not going to cancel fucking Travis. Like, I feel like Nike has a great reputation, like sticking by their athletes and whoever brand, people until like the very end, like until it's like, yo, get the fuck, like you have to get out, right? So, but they did announce they were meant to drop some speakers during Astroworld Fest, and they just said, out of respect to everything that happened, we're going to postpone this release. So I guess, essentially Nike is postponing making a ton of money off these sneakers that will sell out because of just out of respect for everything. So with that being said, what are your thoughts now that we're like a week and change removed, and like, the overall after effect?
Yeah, it's super awful, obviously, and even worse that one of them was like a 9-year-old boy, which is awful. I know, like, part of me is like, why is he there in the first place? But then I get it as well. Like, I've seen young kids with their parents, I think, at like the Rolling Louds and stuff. Granted, they weren't in the heart of the crowd, but it's still unfortunate that he was part of that environment.
Dude, not bro.
Yeah.
If you're bringing a 9-year-old, that means you're naive and you've never been to a Travis Scott concert. Like, that's dude, that's wild to me. I think the youngest concert I've ever been to was like at the age of 10, and like that was a Drew Hill R&B concert, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and we were in seats Like it wasn't like something that like you're standing for out. Like 9 years is young, dude. That's crazy to me.
Same. I still think people can't put that on Travis though, because it's not like Travis was telling these people to stomp out everyone or really doing much. Like, and this kid obviously wasn't visible.
Right.
It's not like Travis could have been like, oh shit, like this kid's can't breathe, like let me stop the performance. I really still think it boils down to the organizers just doing absolutely horrible planning. People don't want to hear that, but there's only so much that Travis could have done to prevent this. Like the chaos ensued hours before Travis's face was even made public, like on the stage. So I don't understand the people who are trying to put everything on him.
Yeah, dude. So what's funny is that so obviously no one passing away and getting injured is funny, so that's first and foremost. But I watched, you remember that movie that came out when we were in college, or like right after college, X, where like the kid throws the wild ass fucking party in like Pasadena, California?
Project X, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you remember the two, like they hired like two like freshman or sophomore like security guards?
Security, yeah.
And they're always like, and shit. And as the party gets crazy, they're like, we're overwhelmed. We cannot control the crowd. Like every time that happened, like to me, like, yo, that's what the security guards at the festival must have felt like, bro. Because again, this might sound like a fucking wild take, but bro, and I think I told you this offline, like the more and more I see more footage come out and more people's reactions, I blame the fucking festival goers, bro. Like, yes, I blame the organizers. Like, bro, like you have to do a better job controlling the crowd. But bro, at some point, the crowd needs to also fucking own, like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we, what's the point? Why am I rushing a fucking t-shirt stand and knocking people the fuck out to get in line for a t-shirt? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? So like, I know Travis Scott gets his blame and blah, 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 but bro, whatever that percentage is, that fucking pie chart, like, bro, the majority of that pie chart to me goes to the fucking fans. Like, fam, like, you are the one that legit rushed someone over and stomped someone out and kept your fucking day going for you to get closer. Like, you felt something under your foot and was like, you know what? We're raging. It can't be a big deal. Like, you're the one that, like, stopped ambulances from coming through because you wanted to fucking jump on top and twerk for your friend on IG Live. Like, you did that, fam. Like, so at some point, I feel like these fucking fans need to fucking step up and be like, yo, like, we overdid this shit. Like, we were fucking like, we got too hyped, blah, 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 because, man, bro, like, this shit looks really bad, but everything I always see, I don't see a Travis Scott in sight, and I just still see fans losing their fucking mind for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I think that they definitely deserve some accountability. I think the tricky thing is, out of the three, that category, like Travis, organizers, the fans, I feel like no one really wants to blame the fans because they think, you know, they're the ones there spending money who want to be there. The biggest criticism I've seen is, why would you want to listen to shit music? Clearly, these are people that just are boomers or never heard of Travis, so they want to blame the music and make light of that. But I'm curious if these people kind of did the same thing with Trump and all of, you know, the crazy racist actions that may have taken place during his presidency, if they're blaming Trump or if they're also holding these people accountable for being stupid and making whatever stupid decisions that they
That's a great point.
Because a lot of times, I mean, even with everything that we just said, people are still saying, well, Travis still had the power to just stop the show and have everything, you know, be safe and have people go home and stuff. But I don't know if that would have really been feasible at that point.
That shit might have set a fucking bigger riot. Like, people like losing their fucking lose their fucking mind. What do you mean? I paid $80. I've been here since fucking 7 a.m. to see you. I just knocked over 14 kids to get here. Like, bro, like, bro. Like, it's wild, man. But yeah, I know. For me, just personally, bro, like, the more and more you see this shit, and I don't know, maybe it's also because, like, I'm not defending him, but, like, again, like, the media is coming so aggressively for him specifically. It's like, bro, like, I feel like this shit happens. Like, this shit happens. Like, I think, like, someone was saying, like, this happened like at rock festivals a lot before. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just feels weird. This one feels weird than other times. Again, people died. That's why obviously the spotlight's on it, and rightly so. But at some point, you gotta hold people accountable for their own actions. And I feel like a lot of fucking people in that crowd were just acting a fucking fool and like think it's okay because that's what you do at a festival.
I think the problem is that they're trying to assassinate his character based on like other things that he did that aren't even related to the concert. So like shit with his manager, like being accused of wanting to steal sessions, or like fighting the kid over his shoe, and other things that were completely related to this event. So even if he is a quote unquote shitty person, like, does that mean he's automatically guilty in this situation? Because it's a lot easier to be like, I hate this guy, he's an asshole, he's been an asshole, so I don't even want to like give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna say he's an asshole here regardless, and let's just use this as proof to be like, fuck him for good.
Yeah, but I think it's not going to be for good, bro. Like, I was talking about this over the weekend. Like, I know he canceled a tour or something that he was about to do. He's canceled all his shows for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. But fam, I can easily see going into at some point in, the beginning of like the first 3 months of the year or in Q2, him performing somewhere, bro. Like like honestly, bro, like I hope Coachella doesn't remove him. I don't think they will. Because Coachella's, I think, very well known for like, standing by its artists. I feel like they're more confident in their ability to like run a show properly, which we've seen firsthand, right? And they also have like 15 different fucking sets going on at the same exact time. So like, I don't think everyone who goes to Coachella is going to go see his set. So, and Coachella's what, in April, May? So I feel like in the first part of the year, he's going to be headlining a major festival. Like, bro, like there's no way, like, man, like he's
especially with his new album.
Yeah, if he drops an album, or like, I mean, I don't know about that, but like, yeah, you're not getting rid of Travis Scott over this, bro. Like, it's just, you're not, and if that's bad, then what it is, bro. But like, again, I just think there's too many other things in play here. Like, if it was specifically him, like only him to blame, and it felt assured, but like, I don't know, I just feel like you're being extremely unreasonable if you're saying he's the sole reason this happened. Like, that's fucking wild if you have that take.
Right. 100%.
Cool, bro. But again, shout out to, him and his family, but most importantly, the people who have been affected by this firsthand. Again, 2 more lives passed since our last episode. That's fucking devastating. Just pray to God that, we don't have more names to talk about in a couple of weeks. So again, rest in peace to everyone involved. And again, obviously anyone going to any festival soon, just take care of yourself and those around you. Before we jump into episode 92, Heat of the Week, is there anything else you want to jump into before we get into that?
No, let's get to it.
All right, bro. So let's do it. Heat of the Week for you this past weekend. Let the people know.
I would definitely have to say Johan Lenox played a ton of his music this weekend repetitively. In terms of like one single song, I'm just gonna give it to You Up, because that was the intro song that I really enjoyed, and clearly it was good enough for me to want to investigate the rest of his catalog.
Yeah.
I'd say of the bunch, I mean, they're all pretty relatable. Not Smile Like an Idiot. Thank God I haven't had a friend of 10 years.
Knock on fucking wood.
ruin our friendship over 10 beers. But You Up was a dope one. I think everyone can relate to kind of being drunk and just wanting to fill that void in the wee hours of the morning. So that song was a super vibe, and I'm confident if he sticks to that formula, he'll separate himself from the crowd and continue to be an artist that needs to be recognized by the public. And it's dope because I feel like he has kind of a broad appeal too, so where you can kind of dabble in different genres.
100%. Yeah, it gets like totally. I totally see that. So I'll do another artist, but I will throw another song on the Heat of the Week playlist. I'm definitely gonna add 15 to the Apple Music playlist. Bro, but he has a couple other songs that's now that on that EP, like Throwback Thursday's Fire. That's a good, dude. You're gonna, I would just say, listen to those 2 songs that we're gonna add, and then just click the artist and just go on a fucking nice deep dive on their page. Like, you're gonna have a great listening session for sure. But positive about it, right? You're looking to hear shit about, someone fucking beating up their baby mom. This isn't it for you. So definitely be in a positive state when you're listening to this shit, please. Yeah. But dude, my hit of the week, and also an eerie fucking, but the Juice WRLD release, bro, really good song. Bro.
That is a great song.
Such a good song, dude. And like, again, it's just sad. Like when we hear Pop Smoke, when it did like the album drop, and it's like all about songs about killing and shooting, you're like, fuck, man. Like, I hate that you were about that shit. And then it's just sad, like, the song already dead. The title fucking obviously eerie as fuck. But the lyrics are just about like, him being sad and just like ready to take more pills to get out of that sadness. It's like, fuck, man. Like, it's just like so fucking sad. But at some point, you also need to just like the art that he was doing, right? And again, 90% of his music is like this. So you just gotta appreciate the art that it is. So again, the song itself though is very well done, very well produced. Like I think anything you like about Juice WRLD, you're gonna love this song. And honestly, it doesn't feel fake, like not a fake song, but like it doesn't feel like his producer just went in the lab and tried to put other songs together to make this work. Like it feels like this was created in its whole entirety before he passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah, great song. Like you mentioned, super sad to have these. I know what you're saying regarding the Pop Smoke stuff. Like it's kind of weird that he's not here, and then the songs that we do get are about like him being about that life,
right?
And then on the flip side, it's also sad having Juice WRLD be gone and like a lot of the content being like, hey, I don't want to be here. I'm not going to be here forever or whatever the case is. And you're like, fuck, he knew.
Right, because you have to have some kind of mentality. Like, again, everything we're hearing is correct. The way he passed away, that he was in a private jet and like the cops were about to raid him. So he just popped all those fucking pills. Like, you also have to have some kind of thing in your head. Like either I'm okay if this goes wrong, or like I've already taken a lot of pills in the past, like nothing's gonna happen to me, kind of like that's either way is super fucking depressing.
Yeah. Do you happen to know who's making all the decisions with these releases? Because I feel like there's a lot of backlash, one of this Juice WRLD music being constantly pumped out, but I'm wondering if like his family or whoever is making.
Yeah, that's a great question, Brian. We could definitely do more on the meaning. Like, I don't know, dude. That's a great. I mean, isn't he still signed to like Bibby's label, like Lil Bibby?
I believe so. And Bibby seems to be endorsing a lot of this stuff. So
yeah, dude, he's throwing that shit heavy on his pages. Wow. So yeah,
and I know they were close.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great thing. But again, I'm sure I could only hope the family's benefiting from this, right? Because like, I mean, if anyone's gonna profit off this, it should be them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I thought it was a super good song. I played it during a run. I played that shit 4 times. I'm like, damn, this shit is like, again, super depressing, but like production wise, content wise, just for what it is, I mean, you can't deny how special this guy was, or this kid was, because I think he's only like 21 or 22 when he passed away.
For sure.
Dude, but it's so eerie, bro, that I still have the footage when we saw him perform at Coachella, and he even said, I'm only 21, like, to the extent, like, I'm gonna make sure I'm not another one that passes away too young. Like, I have that footage. That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like, remember he did like a 3-minute dedication to like XXX. So like right after that, he made that comment. It's like, damn, bro, it sucks that he was literally gone like less than a year later.
You'll have to send that to me. I do remember him performing, but I don't remember that. He was wearing like a black leather outfit or something?
Yeah, because he was doing the album like Death Race or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like the GTA theme that he was going for. Yeah, rest in peace to him. But again, a quality song. I know the demographics of people listen to the pod seem to be Juice WRLD fans. So again, if you haven't listened to it yet, definitely go peep it on the Apple and Spotify playlist.
Nice. And one quick plug before we get out here, I almost forgot again, but I have a new song coming out December 2nd. So 2 weeks from Thursday. So basically once this episode is out, 2 weeks from then, essentially.
Okay.
It's called Not Enough. Super excited about it. Cool visual I got for it as well. So you guys know the drill.
Nice. It'd be a new production team you're working with, right, for that one?
Yeah. I mean, the beats from a different producer. I'm actually using the same guy from Thirst Trap who
nice,
mixed and mastered my vocals. So I'm working with him still.
Nice. I'm excited about that because I feel like there was definitely like a synergy on that song. Like again, even though the beat may have been different from what we're used to for you, I think like the way you sounded on it made sense.
Yeah.
So I think
he actually did Night Drive as well.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I think there is definitely a synergy that you might be tapping into as you keep releasing more.
Yeah, he's great. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. And what's the name of the track again?
The name of the track is Not Enough. And just a gist of what it's about. It's basically feeling like no matter how much you've accomplished or have, that it's never enough. And I wrote it when I was on the way back from the wedding in Oregon. So like a lot of times when I drive, I'll just like play random beats, or I'll follow select producers, and obviously I'll get a YouTube notification when they upload a beat. And when I heard this one, just fell in love with it, and then wrote a lot of it while I was driving, like in my head.
That's awesome.
Finished it off when I got home.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, Not Enough. Love it, man. Excited to peep that one. A couple weeks. Dude, crazy. Couple weeks is December.
I know. That's why I was like, damn, this shit's like in a month and a half, right? And then I was like, no, it's in 2 weeks.
No, yeah, like your wedding is not like no longer too far away. That shit is like soon. So yeah, we gotta get crazy. I gotta book my shit. All right, my dude. So let the people know what we got going on. I'll do the plug real quick. I know like we promised interviews, so the 2 interviews we have lined up is probably going to end up coming out in December, just because of the way Thanksgiving is, and they actually have a tour happening in India. But we're going to have them on. So I guess probably do 2 interviews in December, and then probably have like a cool like wrap up of the year as well. So look out for that. You'll definitely get the interviews though next month. For sure. Looking forward to it. Sweet. Yeah, man. Let people know where to check us out, where to find us. Get out of here. You can find us at audio-theory.com. Has the links to everything. New episode every Friday. The Apple Music and Spotify playlists, the Heat of the Week selections are on there as well. So be sure to peep that. We also have merch available. As you can see, Danny's rocking the Forest Green hoodie. Forest Green, washed it, still fitting nice. No shrinkage whatsoever. That's what she said. Keep that. Buy the merch, please. Yeah, you heard him. And there's plenty of colors too, so we definitely have something for you. I got to get some more as well, because right now I just have the blue one, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm fucking homeless or anything. So I'll get a new color, switch it up a bit. Nice. Yeah, be sure to tune in, share, like, subscribe, and promote us as much as you can if you rock with us. Absolutely. Comment on everything. We got some dope comments in our last couple of clips, so appreciate the as always. You. I know we're going to talk definitely offline before you leave, but have a safe trip. Have a phenomenal time in London. I hope you fall in love with it if that's what's meant to be. But regardless, have a great time. Be safe. And I'll see you back. Sounds good. Love you too. Peace.